Keeping your eye on the golf ball, without a doubt, could be one of golf's biggest misconceptions. A lot of players are trying to do it too much in the backswing and also in the follow through. If you're a player who believes that this is a principle that you should follow, but you are struggling with your ball striking, you could be doing this in such a way that's actually causing detriment to your golf game. If you think this is you, stay tuned. This video is really going to help. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Kerrod here at the beautiful Joondalup Resort. Before we get stuck in, please go down below, click subscribe, click that little bell so you get notified of all the great content coming your way to help you in the year ahead. All right, today's lesson, we're going to talk about how keeping your eye on the golf ball, keeping your head too still in the backswing is actually causing more of a detriment to your ball striking than helping. Now, don't get me wrong. I know it seems logical that the ball's on the ground and it would make sense when I set up to it that I keep looking at it as intently as possible all the way to the top of the backswing. However, what is also a very important component when it comes to golf is the ability to turn and rotate throughout the golf ball. And what happens if I'm setting up to the golf ball and I'm looking at it in this position here and I look at it too intently for the length of my backswing, if I don't have great rotation through my upper spine and my neck, I'm going to hit a point where I can't actually turn anymore. As a result, I'm not going to complete my shoulder turn and my arms are going to tend to break down to overcompensate from this position here. That's going to lead to a slew of ball striking errors on the way down. So as you can see, by keeping too focused and too intent on that golf ball down on the ground, it does cause a slew of errors. So what does a good representation of this look like? Well, if I set up to this golf ball here, relative to your individual mobility, what we would like to see is a slight amount of swivel with our head. Now, we definitely don't want you shifting off the golf ball, so we're moving too much in a linear or lateral direction away from the target, but we do want you to be able to tilt your head slightly as you swing to the top. This frees up your neck to turn and your upper spine to turn. Now, this is from the face-on view, and you can see that by allowing us to do so, it helps us keep more of a centered turn or a centered pivot over the golf ball, something which we generally see with the best ball strikers in the world, and encourages more of a downward strike on the golf ball and a divot in front. Now, let's look at it from the down the line view. I'm going to set up to this golf ball here. And first of all, we're going to do the representation of a player who doesn't allow their neck to swivel, doesn't allow their head to slightly tilt as they take the golf club away. That would look like this. Head stays too intently focused on the golf ball. Looking down, you can see that I reach a max of where my shoulder rotation is, maybe about half of what I would be looking for. And then to complete my backswing, generally what we see with a recreational golfer is their body would stop turning, then the arms tend to lift and fold up all the way to the top. As a result of doing so, the club then works down on too steep of an angle, causing a delivery which is going too much down into the ground, generally on an out to in path, which is going to cause those sly shots as well. So as you can see, not only from the face on, but from the down the line view, that by maintaining that focus of keeping your eye line too intently down on the golf ball, it inhibits your ability and doesn't allow you to get that head slightly turning and tilting off the golf ball, which is going to free up that shoulder rotation. So how do we check this? Well, an easy thing to do is simply film yourself from the face-on view and put the golf club across your shoulders like this. And ideally what we want to do, if this is a representation of 0 degrees, is if the golf ball's out in front of us, and let's just say for simplicity's sakes, it's in the center of our stance, what we would like to see is we're going to get that golf club working past the line of the golf ball down on the ground. This would be a representation that we've rotated our shoulders and our upper body 90 degrees, and this would be a good reference point for a quality backswing. Now, if you then put the golf club in your hands, you try and recreate that same feeling, you'll see that my shoulders have turned straight back to that point. And for me to get to that point, I have to allow my neck to slightly swivel. If I was a player who's looking down at the golf ball, and with my personal mobility, I can only get to about maybe 45 degrees of shoulder rotation before I can't turn anymore. Even if I really want to turn my hips, then my arms are going to break down, and then from there, once again, ball striking errors are going to ensue. So if you're a player who's not completing their backswing, you feel like your arms are bunching up and you're struggling with your ball contact, It could be as simple as that you're not allowing that neck to swivel as you take the golf club back. Don't get me wrong, you still want to be focused on the golf ball, but just allowing some freedom with that neck to slightly turn and rotate off the golf ball as you move away can be more than enough to allow you to get in a better backswing position and hit some better shots. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please go down once again, click subscribe, click that little bell. But until next time, I'm Kerrod Gray. Thanks for watching.